Kentucky is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Our constituents didn't elect us to come here and eat fancy dinners and go from one fundraiser to the next, take lavish trips and rub elbows with important and famous people. They sent us here for one job: pass laws, or in some cases, repeal laws, set the rules under which they will live under, and then we are accountable every 2 years. The founders were very wise. Some people complain, but every 2 years, our constituents have a chance to replace us if the rules we've set aren't in their favor. They have no such choice with bureaucrats. Our founders didn't set this system up for bureaucrats to make the laws. Excessive regulation stifles economic growth, hurts small businesses, and raises consumer prices. In fact, much of the inflation that we see in the sectors of food and energy are due to overregulation. It's vital that Congress act to reduce our regulatory burden now, which raises consumer prices, reduces wages, and costs jobs. I think the American people watching this debate are somewhat vexed that the other side of the aisle says we need to give up more power to the executive branch when they sent us here to do something, and they wonder why we're so feckless so often. So they're probably shaking their heads. What are these other people talking about? That somebody else should make the rules that we live under. The REINS Act would require congressional approval for regulations that have a major impact on our economy of more than $100 million, or lead to a raise in consumer prices or adversely affect employment. If the REINS Act becomes law, every major regulation promulgated by the administration will come back to Congress for our approval. These regulations, they're not just regulations. These have the force of law. You can go to prison for 10 years, as we've seen with the regulation on pistol braces, just because some bureaucrat decided they wanted to pass a regulation. In fact, the jobs-crushing OSHA vaccine mandate was one of the things that we should have voted on. If you're going to do that to your constituents, vote on it. But we didn't. We let the executive branch do it. And the idea behind the REINS Act isn't novel. It's enshrined in the Constitution. Article 1, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution says, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a House of Representatives and a Senate. Does it say, and a bureaucracy? No, it doesn't. Does it say some legislative powers herein granted? No, it says all legislative powers herein granted are given to the Congress of the United States. Congress has delegated its authority to unaccountable federal agencies over the past decades, and our constituents are feeling that burden. Unelected bureaucrats do not have the constitutional authority to write laws, nor are they accountable to the people. They're career bureaucrats. Our Congress has this power, and ceding it to the federal agencies undermines our representative form of government.